don't be at risk when working from home. Working from home was becoming increasingly common, even before the COVID-19 outbreak. With improvements in technology, it has become easier for many office-based workers to work from home for more of their working week. The attractions are easy to see. The lack of a commute, working in a relaxed environment, and being able to call the shots for a while are some of the appeals of home working to workers. But the fact is that working from home is not without risks, and you need to know what to spot and avoid. In most UK workplaces, working from home is a voluntary decision which needs to be agreed between both employer and employee. It may seem like a simple choice, but working from home is not as easy as it might appear. Not all of us are equipped with the required level of self-motivation to work effectively away from our more familiar office-based environment. Time management skills, flexibility, and being able to balance home and work life effectively are all part of what makes this decision far from straightforward. Some people thrive on the autonomy they have when working at home, whilst others can feel extremely isolated when they can't see their colleagues face to face. For someone who is usually office-based, it may seem that all that is required for a stable home working office setup is a laptop, a decent internet connection, and a smartphone. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. All of your equipment needs to be suitable for the work you'll be doing and maintained to high standards. For people in a more hands-on industry sector, there are all sorts of issues that may arise with regards to health and safety regulations. There could be many other factors to consider here that wouldn't apply to a typical office worker. Let's assume that you are just working on a computer and don't require any specific safety or protective clothing. You'll still need to consider the following requirements. Are you insured to work from home? Can you effectively maintain office confidentiality whilst working at home? Will your taxation rates need to be altered? A risk assessment for home working will need to be carried out by a competent person. Perhaps your working from home may be affecting other householders in a negative way. Your computer workstation safety will need to be assessed in an effective manner. Consider also how you can be sure that your computer equipment and associated devices continue to be safe to use. We've only looked at a few basic requirements here. If you're unsure about the health and safety risks of working at home, please visit healthsafetynews.co.uk for further guidance and follow Health Safety on Twitter. Feel free to ask your questions in the comments, give the video a like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on future videos. Stay inspired, stay safe.
Remote work is on the rise, offering flexibility, comfort, and cost savings. But working from home also comes with safety concerns that many people overlook. Today, we'll cover essential safety tips to help you create a healthy, productive, and hazard-free workspace. Let's start with ergonomics. A poorly set up workspace can lead to aches, pains, and long-term health issues. In fact, studies show that 31% of home office workers report musculoskeletal disorders, with back and neck pain being the most common complaints. Poor ergonomics can contribute to chronic conditions, reducing work efficiency and increasing medical costs. Here's how to fix that. Adjust your chair so your feet rest flat on the floor and your knees form a 90-degree angle. Keep your monitor at eye level to prevent neck strain. Use ergonomic accessories like wrist rests, foot rests, and a supportive chair to maintain good posture. Small changes can make a huge difference in your comfort and long-term health. Did you know? The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, estimates that musculoskeletal disorders cost employers an average of $20 billion annually in direct costs and up to $54 billion in indirect costs, such as productivity loss and absenteeism. Taking proactive steps now can save you from long-term discomfort and costly medical bills. One of the biggest challenges of working from home? Distractions. Family, pets, and household chores can easily interrupt your workflow. Here's how to stay focused. Set up a dedicated workspace away from high traffic areas. Establish clear work hours and communicate them to family members. Use noise-canceling headphones or play background music to maintain concentration. Take scheduled breaks to refresh your mind and avoid burnout. Regular breaks actually boost productivity. Give the Pomodoro technique a try. 25 minutes of work and 5-minute break. Studies show that short, structured breaks improve focus and prevent burnout. Research from the University of Illinois found that brief breaks help maintain attention over long tasks, while a study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology confirms that workers who take structured breaks are more productive than those who don't. This technique also aligns with the spacing effect, which helps improve memory retention and learning efficiency. Surprisingly, home offices have their own set of hazards. Here are some common ones and how to prevent them. Tripping over cords. Secure them with cable organizers or tape to keep pathways clear. Eye strain. Follow the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds to reduce digital eye fatigue. Repetitive strain injuries. Take micro breaks to stretch your hands, wrists, and shoulders, and use an ergonomic keyboard to maintain natural hand positioning. Poor lighting? Use a combination of natural and artificial light to reduce glare and eye strain. Slouching? Maintain a neutral spine position and use lumbar support to prevent long-term back pain. Cluttered workspace? Keep walkways and desk areas organized to reduce the risk of accidental falls. Improper desk height? Ensure your desk height aligns with your body mechanics to prevent wrist and shoulder strain. A little movement goes a long way in preventing discomfort and injury. Remember, proper lighting and posture can also make a world of difference in your daily work routine. What if an emergency happens while you're working remotely? Do you have a plan? Having an emergency plan is crucial, especially if you work alone. Here are some key considerations. Ensure you have emergency contact numbers saved and accessible. Keep a first aid kit within reach for minor injuries. Set up a check-in system with a friend, colleague, or supervisor if you work alone. Identify the nearest hospital, fire station, or emergency response service in your area. Have a plan in place for power outages or technical failures, such as a backup power source or alternative internet connection. These small precautions can make a big difference in case of an emergency. To wrap up, let's make sure your home office is a place where you can work efficiently and safely. Here are the key takeaways. Set up an ergonomic workspace to prevent strain and injuries. Minimize distractions to stay productive. Be aware of home office hazards and take proactive steps to prevent them. Maintain proper lighting and an organized space to reduce risks. Take regular breaks and stretch to keep your body in good condition. Have an emergency plan in place, especially if you work alone. Now it's your turn. Share your own work from home safety tips in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more workplace safety tips. Stay safe and happy working from home.
For many people, confrontation is something to be avoided like the plague. However, unfortunately, they are a fact of life for call center agents, who have to deal with angry customers daily. Some reports even suggest that up to 1/3 of all inbound call center calls come from angry customers. But these calls are as important as they are uncomfortable, because if you manage to calm down and successfully assist an irate caller, you will likely have won yourself a long-term customer. Nevertheless, if a customer is behaving badly, you shouldn't have to suffer through their abuse. So in this video, we'll be looking at how to handle angry customers and when it's appropriate to throw in the towel and cancel the call. But before we dive into the topic, remember to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell below so you won't miss out on future videos. Stay tuned. First, you'll need to be able to distinguish between different types of irate callers. If they're angry but not verbally abusive, there's a good chance you'll be able to reason with them and find a solution to their problem. However, if they become aggressive towards you and you can't de-escalate the situation, you might have to end the call. Here's a step-by-step guide on what you should do if you encounter an angry customer. Don't take anything they say personally. I know this is easier said than done, but try to remember that the customer isn't angry at you, but rather at the company you represent. In this situation, you're the only one keeping this conversation together, and losing your nerve won't help anybody. Second, stay calm and listen without interrupting. You want to be sure you understand the problem completely before you try to make any suggestions. Furthermore, interrupting the caller might irritate them even more and make the situation worse. Third, try to empathize with the customer's experience. Apologize for any inconvenience and assure them that you can help solve their problem. By showing compassion, you might be able to convince the customer that you have their best interest at heart and, resultantly, calm them down. Fourth, explain to the customer the specific actions you'll take to rectify the situation. If the customer sees that a resolution is realistically within reach, they should be more cooperative. However, only do this if you really can solve the issue. Lying to your customer may get them off your back for the time being, but it will only cause you or someone in your team problems in the future. Fifth, calm the customer down by asking questions. Forcing the customer to take a step back and really think for a moment is a great way to take the wind out of their sails and stop their angry tirade. Sixth, react politely. In this situation, you're the voice of reason, so act accordingly. No matter how angry a customer gets, you should try and remain professional at all times. Furthermore, this can prevent the caller from verbally attacking you. Finally, repeat the process until the customer calms down and you solve the issue, or you're forced to end the call. But what do you do if the customer's issue can't be solved? You may sometimes encounter situations which have no possible solution and no viable alternatives. How do you say no to a customer as an agent? First, it's important to emphasize that you'd love to help them, but simply can't. Next, explain why it isn't possible and justify your answer as much as possible. Then, repeat the process until the customer calms down, or you're again forced to end the call. If you're having trouble calming a customer down, try these easy tricks. If you know it, call the customer by their first name. This is sure to get their attention, will help with bringing your empathy across, and might just be jarring enough to shock the caller out of their angry monologue. Use the sandwich method of delivering bad news. In other words, for every problem you find, try to offer them something positive to even things out. This helps people calm down and overcome the disappointment they may feel if you only talk about the negatives. But what if a customer refuses to calm down and starts attacking you? As I mentioned earlier, you can spot a verbally abusive caller by their yelling, repeating themselves, and making offensive remarks. However, it's important to note that a small curse or a bad word said out of frustration and not directed at you is not necessarily verbal abuse. Here's what you should do in case an angry customer does decide to target you. First, assure the customer you know what you're doing and that you're trying to help. Second, explain that their current behavior won't help and is only making it harder to solve their problem. Third, offer to discuss the problem rationally or suggest that they call back at a later time, once they've had a chance to calm down. The same process applies even to situations where the customer doesn't curse explicitly, but calls you names or just keeps yelling in general. But if nothing works and the customer refuses to calm down, don't worry, you still have one more trick up your sleeve. All you have to do is disconnect the call. However, it's important to explain why you're hanging up on them before you do so. That way, you give them a chance to realize that maintaining a sense of decorum really is in their best interest. And that just about covers it. If you're looking for more helpful videos on call center optimization or VoIP technology, make sure to check out some of our other videos on our website at cloudtalk.io. Or if you want to try out CloudTalk for yourself, click on the link in the pinned comment below for a free all access trial plus complimentary calling credit. As always, if you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.